All right, who do I think is the worst character in the game? Top is the fastest, that's true. I guess that would help. Okay, the top, Ash. I think Ash is the best character in the game. Alter, Ballistic. Here's the thing about these 3 characters. I think they are strong. I think there are other characters that, in theory, would be stronger. For example, Sparrow. I think Sparrow is a great character, super strong, and so is Conduit. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about these 3 characters that they have that other characters don't have, is that they have things that make it so the enemy can't play the game. So like, they're strong, plus they have things that make it so either they don't have to play the game or the other team can't. So for example, Alter, you're trying to fight them, they portal out, now the enemy can't play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they're gone. I mean, whoa. I can't even interact with them. You know what I'm saying? They portaled out. And it's Ash, it's like you get tethered and dashed on, okay, I can't move. I lost my ability to move. And then with Ballistic, it's like, okay, I lost my ability to shoot. It's like, they remove the ability to fight back. And that's a huge thing about the Apex metas in general, is they're not always dominated by the strongest character. They're just dominated by whatever characters make it so the enemy can't play the game. Or you don't have to play the game. For example, like Caustic Gibby meta, you didn't have to play the game. You know what I'm saying? You just hid in a building. I feel like there's changes they can do to these characters. They need to just add counterplay. Like, instead of just buffing every character or like nerfing every character ridiculous amounts, take the strong characters, add counterplay to their strong abilities, and then take the weak ones and buff them. You know what I'm saying? Like, power creep is fine. There's nothing wrong with power creep, especially if it's small amounts. Like, if you take every F tier character and make them S tier, you're gonna have power creep. But if you take an F tier character and make them like BC, it's not gonna like power creep the game. Okay, who do I think is good? I think Conduit and Sparrow. Who else would be A tier? Realistically, I haven't played many characters, truthfully, because there's no reason to play anybody else with these top 3. I think Mirage is, I'll put Mirage B. I think Conduit is a sleeper pick. I think whenever they start nerfing these top 3 characters, I think people are gonna play Conduit. If they take away Alter's ability to like have the support perk, for example, or they move to like purple armor, I think people are gonna start playing Conduit next. I think she's the next best support character. You have to have a support character. It's too OP of a passive. I think Conduit's next. I think people will play Lifeline, but then I think people will slowly realize that Conduit is better. As for Sparrow, I think his ult's pretty good. I think the main appeal of Sparrow and what makes him good though is his ability to scan beacons from far away. Like, there were games, because we were playing them, me and Kim were ranked 1 and 2, and I was playing only Sparrow. There were so many games where I would hit like 8 beacons a game. That is so insanely OP, especially in a meta where everybody's just running around and dying and deathballing. Like, being able to know where every team is at all times is really OP. He is super good, and also his ult is just good. It's a good ult. His Q is all right. It's not the best thing, but it's a mid ability, I would say. Okay, who else do I think is A tier? Who else would I put in A? I mean, truthfully, I don't really know who I would put in A tier. I forgot to put Vantage in S tier, though I didn't. Like, I think I would put Path up here. Here's the thing. It's like, I think Wraith and Path are pretty good, but only if Ash doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in comparison to Ash, I think they're like C, D tier. If Ash didn't exist, I think they would be even an S tier character. So it's like, I guess it's hard to rank them. I guess I'm gonna just rank them based on like compared to the average of the cast, and not to their replacement, if that makes sense. Because like if I was comparing them to Ash, they would be way down here. But if I was comparing them to like a normal character, I'd put them up here. Lifeline, like, as much as I want to put Lifeline in B tier, like, she is better than Mirage. I'm gonna put Lifeline above Wraith and Pathfinder. I also am probably gonna put her ahead of Sparrow, actually. The thing about Lifeline and Conduit, like I said, is they are just completely outclassed in every single way by Alter, because she can take the support perk. If they take that away from Alter, I think they both go to S tier. It's self-explanatory, really. The drone is good. Being able to, a character that can give you good resets in ranked is super valuable. Even in comp too, like being able to reset, heal, super valuable, especially with HP, because HP takes way longer to heal. Like if you want to pop syringes, it takes 16 seconds. And Medkit is 8. So being able to just kind of speed that along. And also now that you can be mobile while healing on the drone, definitely helps for sure. Lifeline's pretty self-explanatory though. She's just been a staple a staple rank character for a long time. I don't really have any nuanced takes about Lifeline. Anybody else I would put in A tier? Like maybe like, no, I would put Loba in B tier with Mirage. I'd put her in Mirage tier. I think these are the only characters that are worth playing. If you're trying to gain RP, you want to play these 3 guys, right? But if you don't like playing them, you could play any of these guys and you would be fine. I think beyond these characters though, I wouldn't play anything else in a serious manner, I don't think. Now I'm gonna start ranking the characters that I think are bad and explain why they're bad. Actually, well, I guess I should talk about Loba first. Loba is just a skinny character that's support perk. She's horrible in fights, but she's good at resetting. If she didn't have a support perk, she'd be really bad. Okay, I guess I'll start from the bottom. That'd probably be easier. So in F tier, gonna upset a lot of people. Throwing Vantage up there. I'm also gonna throw Caustic and, man, I wanna put Bloodhound in F tier, but he's not as bad as Vantage or Caustic. What else? Who else would I put in? Anybody you'd put in F tier, chat? Anybody else? You, okay. Octane. Yeah, but the thing about Octane is I would wanna put him at the end of E tier just because he is a skirmisher and he's skinny and his pad is semi-useful. Yeah, I think that's all I would put in F tier. Caustic, nerfed into the absolute ground. He's also being played in a meta where Ashe has a dash on a 10-second cooldown that goes the entire length of his ult or any barrel. Alter can easily dodge any of his abilities with Q and ult. Ballistic gets a speed boost. He can't dodge it as easily, but he is theoretically speed boosted in a fight where Caustic would ult, Ballistic would ult, and he'd be in a speed boost. Obviously that won't happen every time, but it's easier for him to dodge than other people. The gas traps can be broken. He's just been nerfed into the ground. He's outdated. I think he needs a complete rework. I would never, there's no situation where Caustic is even remotely the best pick. Vantage is just simply not good. Every single gun got buffed and Vantage didn't. Scout, Repeater are just better. Sentinel's just better than her ult. She also has a huge hitbox. And the laser too. It's like Kraber doesn't have a laser. Sentinel, Repeater don't have lasers, but Vantage ult does. She's horrible in close range fights. Has an ult that's supposed to be her long range, but it's just simply not as good as other alternatives. She's just not good. I put them in F. They're in a league of their own of being bad. Who do I think is slightly more playable? I'm gonna say Octane, Bloodhound, Valk. Oh man, do I do that? Do I put this guy up here? Fuse, bro. Fuse is so bad. Fuse is not good. So here's the problem. Here's the problem with these characters that I've listed. I'll go through all of them. Octane, maybe I changed my mind on Octane. Maybe I want to put Octane in B tier. Is that trolling? No, see, I can't do that. Because like he is significantly better than the characters I put him with. Oh, I'm moving him up. I'm moving him up. I think I'm moving him up. I think I'm gonna. Anybody else I would put in E tier though? Catalyst is really bad in ranked. I'm not gonna lie. Catalyst is not good at all. Even with Charge, especially with Ballistic meta, she's horrible. All right, that's my E tier. That's my E tier. Bloodhound abilities are nerfed into the ground. His perks aren't that good. The recon class in general is just really weak. He has a larger than average hitbox. Ballistic is just a better character. He gives a better version of Bloodhound's ult, but gives it to the entire team. If Bloodhound gave it to the entire team, that'd be kind of cool, but just not good. The problem with Valk is that I'm trying to like give takes on the characters, but then I just want to compare every single one of them to these 3. And I'm like, you would never play any rotate character other than Ashe. It's like, you would never play any fighter character other than Ballistic. You wouldn't play any med character. It's like, I keep comparing them to these guys, because realistically that is why you don't play them. Because it's like, these characters are just so good at everything they do. Like this is like incredibly strong. This is one of the strongest ranked comps ever. I'm comparing them to these guys. Because like in that case, like I feel like I would move Octane up to C tier, truthfully, because he wouldn't be bad if Ashe didn't exist. Let me do that for now. Okay, Valk, evac towers basically stole her whole thing. Her Q never ever hits anybody. I don't even know the jetpack, super slow, completely power creep out of the game. Ashe dash way better. Pathfinder Wraith, especially in lower TTK, not putting yourself in a scenario where you can't shoot your gun is just not good. Fuse, people have so much space to work with And there's so much movement abilities, power creep in the game. It's just hard to ever hit the ult. Hitting the Qs is even more difficult. You hit a couple, and even if you hit a good fuse ult, it's like they're just gonna ult out of the way. I feel like I have to rank them as if they're gonna be playing against the meta though. I can't just rank them in a vacuum. In a vacuum, a character like Maggie would be really good, like Fuse, but they're just not. I shouldn't compare them to these characters, but I should rank them as if they're gonna be fighting these guys, which is reality. Catalyst, Ballistic's in the game. I mean, is she a good character in a vacuum? She is. But like I said, you're going to be playing against 20 Ballistics. Realistically, more like 12, 15. Like maybe more some games. And so it's like, I mean, your doors are just going to get destroyed. The Catwall, too many ways to get around it. Power creep out of existence. Like, and also the same problem, people have too much space. So it's like, throw the wall down. It's like, what are you even going to do? All right, D tier, C tier. What would I put up here? I think Wattson is better than people give her credit. Truthfully, I think I would put her above Loba, actually. The purple perk where you get the double regen is really OP. She also gets access to the support perk. If she didn't get access to the support perk, I don't think I'd put her up here, but she does at blue. So honestly, I would say she's better than Loba. She's like a Loba, but actually has fighting power. She gets a faster res. I would put her, honestly, I think I'd put her above her. Yeah, no, I'd put her top of B. I don't think she's better than these guys. All right, who else? DC tier, what are we thinking? Newcastle. So let me just try to throw them up there and then I'll explain them. Gibby, I don't like Gibby. Bang, I think is good. Crypto I'll put up here. Horizon. Rev's really bad. What do you think of my CD tier, chat? What do you think? Get Octane out of there? Yeah, but like, oh, truthfully, yeah, I'd move him down here though. Here, let me explain my thought process. I'm so convinced on Octane not being a bad character. Seer, I nerfed into the ground. His perks aren't that good. He's a recon character, so he's just getting boned already because his class perks aren't that good. Get outclassed by Sparrow completely, in my opinion. The reason he's in D tier is because fights, like I said, often take place in areas that are very large. And it's like you throw Seer ult and then they just like alter Q out, Ash dash. I mean, there's so much mobility in among the characters that are very good. They're not really like locked down. Like when Seer was thriving, he was playing in a meta with very low mobility. The most mobility you had was Horizon. And for a while he was being played against like Gibbies and Caustics. So it was like even worse. He's not, I would say he is soft countered by mobility. And we are in a hyper mobility meta with lots of space. So it's like you Seer ult, and you can really only Seer ult on defense, but you don't really want to play for defense. That's the thing. Like you don't want to play around the fact you're gonna be defending. You want to be attacking in this game. You want to be the person that is the aggressor at almost all times. So it's like his abilities aren't that good, and people just dodge them. He's just not. You'd be better off playing Sparrow or someone else. Rev, I mean, we're in a P20 R9 meta, low TTK. He has a massive hitbox. He has a massive hitbox, and he doesn't get the reset anymore off a knock. Like the 75 HP overshield does not in any way make up for how large his hitbox is. On top of that, he's outclassed by the meta characters in terms of mobility. I think it's mostly the hitbox. If he had a smaller hitbox, he'd be a lot better. Probably like top tier. Rampart, like I said, it's a defensive character. We're in a state of the game where like you always want to be the aggressor. You always want to be the person that is like making stuff happen. And with Rampart, you have to let them come to you. Like you're not gonna slide forward, drop a Rampart wall, and then like they're gonna peek you still. Like sometimes that might happen, but she's too defensive, and then her abilities on defense aren't necessarily a free win either. And on top of that, Ballistic can just Q you over the walls anyway, so it's like he can overheat you pretty easily. Gibby I have in D tier. He does have the med perk. If Gibby didn't have the med perk, I would put him in F tier 100%. Hitbox too large, too many counters to his ult, too many counters to his bubble. The bubble is an ability that is often used on himself. Like ideally you play Gibby because you can bubble your teammates, but in reality what ends up happening is you get hit 150 and you have to bubble yourself. Then you're popping heals in your bubble gets pushed. The enemies, your teammates can't help you because the enemies are playing your own bubble because it's not like the bubble, the Gibby bubble does not benefit either team. The only benefit you have as Gibby is that you can choose where it goes. If it had some other sort of benefit, then he would be better. And also, we're in a hypermobility meta, so it's easy to get in the bubble. He's really bad. If he didn't have support perk, I'd put him in F tier. Probably top of F tier, above Cosmic Advantage. Bangalore, a pretty solid character. Not really much explaining to go there. Smokes are good. Good for resetting, good for rotating. The Bang ult's decent. It's a mid ult. It does cover a lot of space, which is good in this kind of meta where people are taking a lot of space. Takes a lot of space away from the enemy. Would I move Bangalore up, realistically? Bottom of B. That's what I'm thinking. I think she's significantly better than Newcastle. Just a solid character. Nothing really crazy going on with her. She just has solid abilities. Also an assault character, which is decent for her because she wants to entry frag all the time. Newcastle, support character, very strong abilities, arguably the strongest abilities in the game. However, we are in a hyper-aggressive meta. He has a very large hitbox. It is very difficult for him to make plays, win 1v1s, win fights. It's also easy to shoot the ballistic cues around his wall. Not the meta for him. I think he has incredibly strong abilities. It's just not the meta. Lower TTK also hurts him because he just gets blown up. I mean, it's the hitbox. His abilities are good. I can't really make too many arguments that are against Newcastle that aren't just his hitbox, but that is such a negative that it's like, it's so bad. Hitboxes have so much to do with the tier list. Like if you're one of the characters that are like on the lower or higher end of the spectrum, it affects your placing so much. Like it is so beneficial and it can be so harmful. Maggie, I think is a decent character. The way this map is like designed, there are so many holes and so many ways the Q can break. It is a very inconsistent ability. The ball, easily dodgeable. And like I said, it's like, oh my God, the ball's coming, guys. The ball's coming. All right, let's alter ult, guys. All right, we're good. All right, we're good. And why is Pathfinder so high? Hypermobile and the zipline is good. He has a large hitbox, but his mobility is decent and the zipline is good. I think he is outclassed by Ashe. Entirely outclassed. But I think if she didn't exist, I think people would play Pathfinder. And I feel like it's probably kind of hard to see the value in Pathfinder until you play against really good players. They will make you think Pathfinder's OP in like Pathfinder. Like you'll see. Like they'll make you see the vision. Crypto, here's the problem with crypto, is like in ranked, you have to be in the game in general, you have to be able to, I know people play him in comp, they love him in comp, I'm sure he's good. But here's the thing is, you have to, crypto is really good at killing the first team. You know what I'm saying? He's good at killing the first team. He is horrible at killing the second, the third, the fourth team, the third party, rotating, doing a lot of garbage. You have to be adaptable and be able to react moment to moment, and crypto has zero of that. He is really good, like I said, at killing that first team. But beyond that, he's basically not even a character, and his stuff requires a lot of setup. One thing about the top 3 characters is they require very little setup to fight off in an unexpected moment. Because obviously Alter Portal does require some setup, but that's not really, you're not doing that while you're fighting usually. And it's not your core fighting ability. It takes too much setup, that the game is too hectic for how much setup he takes. But he is decent. Like I have him in C tier, but he's not goated. He's also countered by Conduit, who I think is a much better character. I think if people were playing crypto, you'd see more Conduits pop up. Horizon, smaller hitbox and Rev, which is the only reason I have her any higher. Her ult, I mean, all of Horizon's numbers are just nerfed into the ground. Nerfed strafe speed, nerfed tactical cooldown, nerfed ult HP, nerfed ult cooldown. Horizon is in the same boat as Caustic, whereas she was just OP for a really long time. And she just got nerfed into the ground. I think her kit is decent, but all the numbers are so bad for her right now. Purely C tier because he's good at fighting the first team. Well, I guess I could have mentioned that he has the same benefit of Sparrow where he can scan beacons from far away. That's another thing Crypto is going for him. As for Octane, people were mad about this take. I think he is a decent entry frag. Like he's not going to play the same role as a Seer or a Rampart or a Gibby. He's not playing the same role. In his role of what he is supposed to do, I think he is mid. Like I think he is okay. Like he's not bad. Like you can have an Octane on your team and he can be like your rotation, your entry frag, and it's not the worst thing ever. But like if a Gibby is your support character, then that's way worse. I would much rather have an Octane as my entry frag than have a Gibby as my support or a Seer as my like fighting character. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have him in C tier. Like obviously Seer's abilities are better than Octane, but for like what he is supposed to do, I think I would rather have him in that role than somebody, a different character. Like then I would rather have Gibby in the support role. That's why I have him in C tier. All right. Any questions, chat? Anything you think I should change? Anything, any final amendments? Vantage in the wrong spot. Put Vantage lower. Good take. Even lower. Why Conduit? So I don't know if this was intentional or not, but if you take the 2 shield perk on Conduit, it will heal like 90 HP. The 2 tactical perk on Conduit is Slep on, and if you have that perk, she is very strong. People were taking the distance one because the other one would only heal you like 50 HP, but now it heals you a ton. The 2 Qs heals you a ton. And it's not slower. It's not slow like it used to be. Mirage over Wattson. I actually don't think Mirage is a bad character. If you take the perk where you scan people when you ult, you actually get a lot of scans. Like when they shoot your clones, you actually get a lot of scans. Like he's not a bad character in fights. His perks are really good. Like that's the main thing. Like Mirage's perks are really good, and he's a support character. He has probably the best perk in the game with the one where you can pick all the beacons, but I don't pick that one in ranked. You can if you want, but I don't. He's kind of the opposite of like Horizon and Caustic, where he just got so many buffs that he's like not bad. How do you change Vantage's abilities to be more acceptable in a team? I mean, it's mostly the hitbox. The sniper, poorly designed. Truthfully, just poorly designed character. I mean, she needs a complete rework. The sniper needs like other things it does. Like maybe it like scans them, it tracks them, or something like that. It needs to remove the laser. Her Q is just like awful. It is like one of the worst abilities in the game. She's just bad. Her Q is not even an ability, really. Like it's just awful. All right, that's my list.